Hey everybody, Jason and John here for Everyday Crypto, sponsored by CryptoTaxShield.com. Jason, thanks for sitting down with me. Been a few days since we did one of these. Got a lot going on today. I wanted to put you on the hook.
John, thanks for having me. As always, I appreciate it.
You bet. So last time we talked, we were talking about some of the shenanigans that had gone on with Terra Luna and sort of the ripple effect with Bitcoin and crypto at large. Seems like some of the dust is settling with that right now. So I want to get you back on a call and kind of see where you think things are with Terra Luna, and then I know there's some other cool things happening in crypto that are kind of outrageous. Thought we'd start there.
Yeah, no problem. If I could, please, if you find any educational or entertainment value in this at all, please like and subscribe. It helps us help you. And believe it or not, we are not financial advisors. Please do your own research.
Yep.
So yeah, late last week, Terra Luna was attacked by two massive corporate entities that pretty much just crushed the Terra Luna project, at least financially wise.
Sure.
And we're finding out now that BlackRock was behind it. If you're not aware, BlackRock is like the biggest assets under management entity on Earth. It's massive.
Oh yeah.
And that $3 billion of Bitcoin that was held by Terra Luna was dumped on the market in an attempt to try and save the Terra Luna stablecoin, to stabilize it.
Crazy.
And Bitcoin crashed down to $25,000, but it bounced right back up to 30, which that should be the real story. Because if you would ask me what would have been the consequences of something like that happening, where Terra Luna crashes pretty much to zero and all of their Bitcoin gets dumped on the market, I would say it would have been catastrophic.
Right.
Because they were so intertwined, and that's so much Bitcoin to be flooding the market. And there was already so much fear in the market.
Right. So
that would have just gotten out of hand. But to show such a quick bounce off of 25, and now we're sitting at 30, 31, that goes to show you that there is a lot of buying pressure anywhere beneath 28.
Right.
Like even me personally, I've already said that anytime it goes below 28, I'm buying more.
Absolutely.
That seems to be like the cheapest it's going to get. And, crypto markets are super quiet right now. Like most guys aren't putting out videos. Everyone's kind of seems like they went on vacation.
Sure.
But I tell you what's crazy. Tomorrow, 44 countries from Africa and South America are meeting up in El Salvador to discuss monetary policy.
Right.
And why this is so interesting is El Salvador a year ago-ish was the first country to stabilize their currency and their economic situation by making Bitcoin legal tender.
Right.
So what do you think they're going there for?
Absolutely.
They're going there to see how effective it's been, and they want to know how to move forward with it.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about this story is a year ago, Elon Musk said he's putting Bitcoin on Tesla's balance sheets. It was the biggest news ever. Like crypto just screaming from the rooftops, we've made it, we've made it. Michael Saylor, let's just say a year and a half ago, was the first corporation to put it on his balance sheets. And once again, the crypto markets were just screaming how important this was. And now you have 44 countries that are in dire need of a fix to their economic situation, mostly their monetary policy, going to the country that has Bitcoin as legal tender, which has helped their economy out a lot. This is such huge news. I'm shocked we're not hearing more about it. I'm actually shocked it's not on general news in general, like TV news or whatever.
Right.
But this is big, and I've called it out. I've always said, a year from now, you're going to see most of South America and a lot of Africa is going to have Bitcoin as legal tender. Right. And you can see the dominoes falling.
Yep.
So even though crypto's quiet right now, and it's a risk-off environment for all investors right now, most people are just kind of holding dollars, waiting for the Feds to stop increasing interest rates, which I'm sure will happen right before the elections, right? Because
absolutely,
the Dems don't want to lose the control, and if the investment environment isn't better, that's what they're going to lose it for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
So I say we got 4 or 5 months of just sideways turbulent action, and then to see this thing. All these things are going on beneath what people are talking about.
Right.
You got that. You got Ethereum, which after the Terra Luna collapse looks very strong.
Right.
Because, seeing a massive entity like Terra Luna just absolutely fall down makes Ethereum so much more powerful. The reason why people went off of Ethereum, people like me, because it's so much cheaper and faster to use other networks.
Right.
But Ethereum 2.0 also should be coming out about the same time, 4 or 5 months from now. Right. And if that makes Ethereum lightning fast and super cheap to use, you're going to see the two biggest crypto entities, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum, carry this whole market on a hyperbolic run. Like, you could really see this happening. On top of that, if you have XRP, which is in the top 10, if you have the SEC finally tapping out on their lawsuit, that would be 3 massive projects with insanely bullish things going on. So you can see where all this is heading. For sure.
So let me just do a thought experiment here with when you see something happen to Terra Luna like it did, and you see some positive effects on Ethereum. Do we ever have to worry about crypto wars? Do you think they start going after each other? Do we see something happening over here to get a reaction over here? Or do you think it's all sort of going to be fair play?
That's a great question, John. It really is. So crypto is very, what do you call it? Tribal.
Okay.
People love projects and they hate other projects.
Right.
XRP Army, you got ETH Marines, you got all these classifications, and it already happens. Projects do compete on a very large scale, and they're trying to become the biggest because they know what the future of crypto is.
Sure.
So all of them want to be the biggest, most powerful entities. So they compete just like corporate American entities compete, and it's not always fair play. They go for each other's jugulars.
Sure.
So that being said, people were calling Terra Luna dead.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't think so. I have a large position in Terra Luna, which has, been demolished, but it's building out that kind of technological blockchain ecosystem is not easy. It takes many years and a lot of money and a lot of devs, right? Developers. So that's still intact. That was never flawed. It was just an attack on the stable coin. Right. And that was it. So I always thought in the last 5 days, well, all they have to do is detach themselves from the stable coin and restructure the whole ecosystem, and it will just grow like it was. It'll just take some time to gain trust from the communities. But they're already proposing this, so even though they seem like the end of the world, it's not. It's things move forward. Bitcoin did not crash and stay crashed, right? It came back. So I'll be honest with you, I'm more bullish than ever, and I think it's times like these. I forget which investor said it, but some super smart investor 100 years ago said, money's made when you buy a stock, not when you sell it. And what he's trying to say is your entry point is more important than your exit point.
For sure.
Buying right now when Bitcoin's at $30,000 might seem a little scary for like a new investor because he doesn't really know what he's looking at and what he's buying. But for a guy like me who's seen the history of Bitcoin the last 13, 14 years and seen the technology, and I can see the path where this thing is going, I can see where humanity and technology is going to intercept, and Bitcoin's going to be a big part of that.
Right.
I feel like you're buying Bitcoin at a massive discount at $30,000, and I'm pretty sure 2 years from now you're going to be pretty happy with that.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's great news, and you're obviously right on that. It gives people the opportunity to get in while things are good, so there's some opportunity there. Going back to the thing in El Salvador, that's fascinating too. One thing that sort of popped in my brain is, a lot of these countries that here in the U.S. we might not give much consideration to economically could end up being, players for the first time in history. So that's going to be interesting just from somebody who's interested in sort of geopolitical stuff. It'll be interesting to see some of these people become players that we've never had to deal with before. So
it changes things more than even most people understand. So historically, when a country like El Salvador hits rock bottom and their currency is absolutely useless, they'll reach out to like big organizations like the World Trade Organization or something like that.
Right.
And those entities are owned by the world's most powerful countries, right?
Right.
And they'll go down there and they'll say, hey, look, we'll give you guys several $billion, and in exchange, we're going to take this. And it's usually something like natural resources, or we own your politics, right?
Right.
And it just takes away everything within that country. That country now, its natural resources are owned by another country, and its politics are owned by another country. So really, it's not the path you want to take. But prior to Bitcoin, that's the only option they would ever have.
Right.
And the fact that all these countries are moving towards the idea, because you can pretty much guarantee they've been threatened or scared into not going the Bitcoin route.
For sure.
These major organizations do not want that to happen,
right.
But they're doing it anyways. And these countries are seeing success in El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens 2 or 3 years from now when this path is continued, right?
Right.
So it's very interesting.
No, it's powerful. We've talked in previous episodes about decentralization, putting power back in the people's hands. Some of these countries, I don't want to use the word weak, but some of these sort of weak countries won't be weak anymore, at least not economically, So that, which is a good thing. It's sort of, seems to me to be a good thing, but maybe not necessarily for the U.S. or some of these other powerful countries that use leverage against these smaller factions. It's going to be fascinating to watch. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm very excited to see what happens, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, Jason, thanks so much, man. Yeah, I just wanted to get on and kind of round things out and kind of see where things were in the markets. And it's learning from you and doing these episodes really kind of enforces the idea that, this is okay. You know what I mean? It's nothing to get crazy over. You're going to end up back up here again at some point. So.
Absolutely. Always buy when there's blood on the streets. That's
absolutely
the best investment advice you're ever going to hear. When people are terrified, start buying stuff.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, Jason, thanks so much. We're going to do another one soon. Hopefully.
John, you got it.
All right. Thanks, sir. Take care.
You got it.